I know you're a big fix it yourself type.
Oh
of guy.
man, I cannot
know.
wait. I cannot wait to do this.
You can't wait to get your soldering iron out and fix your phone yourself, right?
Yeah.
But where are you gonna get the tools, Lewis? That's what I'm not.
Go straight to Apple and pay top dollar. Apple now offers parts and tools needed to fix your own iPhone. That's the big headline. The self-service repair store for Apple products. That's a pretty tricky name. That opened Wednesday in the United States, offering genuine Apple parts and tools. The iPhone 12, iPhone 13, and iPhone SE 3 are the first models supported, and there are more than 200 individual parts and tools on sale. Program covers replacing device's battery, bottom speaker, camera, display, SIM tray, and Taptic engine. Just as importantly, and this is kind of interesting actually, Apple is also making the iPhone repair manuals available online. So Apple offers a complete self-service repair toolkit as a $49 per week rental. As our write-up says, you should think hard before choosing this option, though. The kit comes in 2 cases, and one weighs 43 pounds, and the other weighs 36 pounds. Fortunately,
this is my favorite part of the story.
The rental fee includes shipping costs. Yeah, so
it's just so funny. I mean,
wild.
I get that people want to fix their iPhones, and I'm glad that they have an option. But who is going to do this, man? Like, you got to have like all of these tools, and look at these 2 ginormous cases. I mean, Apple's going to ship you 2 bazooka boxes full of parts, and then you got to pay the fee to Apple to rent these things. And I think Apple's probably taking a loss on this. To ship these 2 giant boxes to you is probably going to cost them $49, if not more. Because one weighs, what'd you say, 40 pounds, the other weighs like 50 pounds.
36. 43 and 36.
43 and 36, right? Like, shipping ain't cheap, trust me. And then you got to like break out all these tools and then buy the part from Apple. By the time you've done all this, it's like, it really just makes me think, what's the point? Like, I have a hard enough time making time to get to the Apple store to drop my phone off to get it fixed, right? But now I got to like order these things, wait for them to show up, and then take the time to fix it myself. And there seems to be no cost savings to do this yourself, I would imagine. And the other thing is like, how much extra pollution is this going to cause by having to ship these these 70 pounds of boxes all over to each individual person so they can fix their own iPhone, instead of having these boxes sit in like the Genius Repair Center where they fix like hundreds, if not thousands of iPhones a day with the same boxes, as opposed to sending it to you to fix your one iPhone. You know, talk about extra greenhouse gases to send these things along. Again, I think it's cool that Apple is doing this, but it just kind of seems a little, superfluous.
Normal people aren't going to buy this. This is going to be for people who are running their own shop out of their basement or something. And for that, that maybe makes sense. You got a little, expertise. You know how to do this stuff. You want to fix things in your little college town in the middle of nowhere. Yeah, so you get the stuff. You get access to certified parts, and everything's cool, right? Apple keeps taking heat from, right to repair advocates. Traditionally, it hasn't made it easy to do your own DIY fixes at all, if it even, lets it happen, as opposed to like, oh, I tried to fix it, and now it's locked out forever. But government regulators keep complaining, trying to force companies to loosen up on this kind of thing, and so Apple's caving into the pressure, right? I just no way on earth that I would ever do it. I can't even imagine, like, even just the hassle of getting the thing delivered and picking it up and then trying to take it apart, let alone trying to get it back together properly. No way. Absolutely take it to the store. That's what I love about Apple Care Plus. You go in there, you've got something covered by Apple Care Plus. You just go, hi, this doesn't work. They plug it into something that says, bleep, bleep, boop. Oh, nope, sorry. Give you a new one. That is the best.
Bleep, bleep, boop, bloop, bloop.
Yeah, I'd say bleep, bleep, bloop.
We've got Jammin' Harrison here in the chat, and he's jamming his opinion in the chat here.
Uh-oh.
He's saying that it's actually not a bad idea to rent weekly and fix a bunch of people's phones. I was just thinking that same thing. Like, if you want like a nice side hustle, renting the repair kit, if you're going to use it to fix other people's phones, it's only $49 a week. That is actually not a bad price at all. I mean, $200 a month to get all the tools that you need from Apple, and because you're using the right tools, you'll be in a you'll be far more capable to fix the phone without voiding the warranty or screwing it up. Because I can't tell you how many third-party places just don't know what the heck they're doing. Like, I had my phone or my wife's phone fixed at a place. She broke her screen, and they quote unquote fixed it. We got it back. The touch
ID.
No, not the touch ID, but like the touch registration.
Oh,
like when
yeah.
you touch your phone, never worked normally again after that.
Nice.
And the screen was like not all the way slapped back into the phone. It was like the corner was sticking up like an extra few millimeters.
Oh my heavens.
So we took it back, and they quote unquote fixed it again. We got it back, still didn't work normal. So finally, I was like, you guys got to give us our money back. Like, we're taking this thing to Apple. And so they did. They just refunded us our money. The people clearly didn't know what they were doing. And we took it to Apple. They took the screen out, threw it away, I'm sure, and gave us a new one, and it worked perfectly after that, right? So, like, you have to have the right tools to do these repairs correctly. And if you got good at this and you built up a little name for yourself, like on your college or something, to be able to do this, like, you would actually make some serious cash doing this, I think.
So why did you go to a third party like that? Just to try to save money?
I forget the story. It might have been to save money, but it also might have been because I don't know if you've tried to go to a Genius Bar lately. There was actually a story about this, that they're not hiring people to replace people that are leaving. And so the lead time to get your stuff fixed is really long right now. And it was even worse during COVID. So I think, like, rather than wait 2 weeks or whatever the wait was going to be, my wife just decided to, go and get it fixed someplace where they could take it right away. Well,
I see.
Lesson learned, right? There's a reason they don't have a wait.
I tell you, man, I've had nothing but great experiences. I mean, I got mine fixed in Barcelona one time. I was in Barcelona for like 3 or 4 days. And, I'd been somewhere else in Spain. And it's like, okay, my phone is not working right. It's just not responding to touch properly. It was really like bad, on a trip like that, where like a lot of your tickets are on your phone, a lot of every bit of information you have about how to get where you want to go is on your phone. I was like, oh my God, it made me realize, like, I think I knew, but it really reinforced exactly how important of a tool that is for every single thing that you do. And when you're on the road, it's like it's your hub. It's every piece of information you have. It's how you get to the next place you're going. It's everything. And wherever we were out in the middle of nowhere, it's like, the nearest Apple store is in Barcelona. Okay, well, that's where we're headed, in a day and a half or whatever. So I went in there, dropped off my phone, picked up it wasn't a brand new phone. They placed a display overnight. I thought that was awesome.
It worked fine?
It worked great. And, it took, it took no time. I think I probably spent 15 minutes in the store total, dropping it off, watching them go through a few tests, them saying, yeah, we need to replace this. And they say, okay, can you be back tomorrow at 5? Yeah, okay, great. It was astonishing. Cost me nothing because I have the iPhone repair or iPhone upgrade program with Apple Care Plus. So
was it an authorized shop?
Oh yeah, it's a giant store in the middle.
Okay.
That's
it was authorized. Yeah,
that's what I'm saying. Like, if I live in San Francisco, right? There's a lot of stores. If I had there's no reason I would ever in 1,000 years go to a third party place. But I understand why people do it. I mean, if you if there's nowhere nearby, I mean, obviously you don't have a lot of choices. So
that's actually a good point. If you have nowhere nearby and you're handy, then you can do this yourself. And I think it's very cool they're making the repair manuals available online now, so you can see exactly what to do. Like, that's a huge win, right? Just them telling you, like, the way that they are going to repair stuff. And according to the story, like, they're selling you parts for the same price they sell everyone else. So you get the parts at wholesale. I would have wholesale, quote unquote. It's not going to be cheap, but at least you'll be getting a authorized Apple part. And then look at this. I forgot to mention this part. When you return the tools, they give you a 3366 back. There you go.
What?
Which is weird. Like, well, that's what it says. The customer can return the tools after the repair for 3360 back. I wonder if this is if you buy like it as part of a kit or you rent it as part of a kit, or maybe that's when they send you the tools. But yeah, this is kind of confusing because you can rent the tools for $49, but it looks like you might also be able to get the tools as part of a kit for an iPhone 13, which costs $270, and then when you return the tools, they give you $3360 back. But
it's pretty
if
awesome.
That's true. Like, if you can rent the tools by themselves and then they give you money back when you return them. I don't know if that's the way it works. That's kind of what the story makes it sound like. then Apple is definitely losing money on this, because there's no way you're shipping these two giant boxes for, like 15, 16 bucks round trip. That's not happening.
I wonder if those boxes are to fix every single device or just...
Well, it's specific to the iPhones that...
But I mean,
they allow you to fix, yeah.
I wonder why it's 2 boxes. It's just peculiar. Anyway, now, looking at those manuals, though, I mean, they're like 80-page manuals. Anybody can go and look at them online. I mean, that's pretty awesome.
Let's check them out.
It's like...
Oh yeah, look at that. Browse manuals by product.
Chilton manual for your truck.
Let's just look at it real time here. Let's see if I can load this up. So, iPhone 13 Pro Max repair manual. Let's look at it. Let's see what happens. This is going to be the most... I'm just going to say this is going to be the most beautiful manual we've all ever seen. Like, I feel like most manuals look terrible. It's littered. Like, speaking of Chilton manuals, you got to be a freaking physicist just to even understand what's in those manuals. Look at this. Apple blends their UI team and their UX team into everything. And that's something that a lot of companies don't do. Like, a lot of companies don't have UI UX on internal products or on like a manual like this. But I can already tell you this is the best looking manual I've ever seen. Look, like the fonts look great. Like the warning boxes are like nicely color coded. This looks incredible.
Yeah.
Look at this.
Probably
look at those diagrams. That's
edited.
the best looking repair diagram I have ever seen. Look at that. It tells you exactly all the different components inside of the phone, where everything is. Oh man, I fixed this out of a job, man.
I know.
I fixed this out of a job. Here we go.
It's crazy, isn't it?
And it tells you what parts you can order if you need the camera cowling or display adhesive. The rubber gasket. Don't even get me started on rubber gaskets. I love those. You can order yourself a Taptic
Look at all
engine.
those part numbers.
And they have all
display
the screws.
adhesive part number.
They must have.
Pretty hilarious.
This looks like an IKEA furniture assembly guide.
Oh no, it doesn't.
Oh man, look at that! They even show you. I'm
readable.
sorry, I know people listening to this. This is terribly boring. I'm going to move on here in just a moment. They show you all the screws that you need, or all the screwdrivers you need to disassemble it. This is cool. Look at that. Again, this is the best looking freaking manual I have ever seen.
Never reinstall a screw after it has been removed. Install only new screws.
Look at that. That's interesting. They install new screws after they use them.
Single-use screws.
Look at this. Display
It's
press.
fascinating.
Okay, that must be what comes in the box, man. That's why that box is so heavy, because you get this display press to press it on flat.
Yeah.
That's probably what the shop that I use. That's probably what they didn't have. They're probably just using their hands, so they weren't able to do it evenly. And that's probably what you need, is a display press to press it in there, the same pressure across the entire face of the display.
Yeah, I'm sure there's tons of things that like no normal person could actually pull off without these tools.
Look at this sand. You get your own Apple sanctioned sand in the sand container.
Does it actually come with sand?
I don't know, but you can order it from Apple.
Where'd you say that?
If you need a container of white sand from the beaches of Peru, I think it's ultra refined sand.
That's hilarious, because in the image that they sent out with the press release about this, if you look at it in the corner, there's a little box that says sand. I'm like, what in the world are they talking about?
Sand container, wide mouth, quick pour, unbreakable plastic container with flip top lid and clean, dry, untreated sand.
Oh my God!
What the heck is this for?
What is the sand for?
That's what I'm wondering.
There it is. Sand and sand. Clean, dry, untreated sand. You need 8 to 10 cups. That's the first tool listed in how to set up a workspace.
That is the
for
one
battery
component
safety.
I would not have guessed. It's like, I need to fix my my iPhone screen. Like, what tools do I need? Well, don't forget about the sand. Sand is the most important ingredient. You're going to need 8 to 10 cups of pure, unrefined sand.
Look at how fussy these things are. Workspaces used to repair Apple devices should meet the following criteria: non-flammable and electrostatic discharge, safe workbench, at least 2 feet away from paper and other combustible materials, sand container within reach, 2 feet on both sides of the workspace, not above the workspace, adequate ventilation. I mean, that's pretty serious.
Look at this.
I guess, you start opening up things that have lithium-ion batteries, you want to employ a moderate amount of caution, right?
I gotta say, I'm impressed, man. I mean, look at this documentation. Look at the machines. I mean, they're sending you an Apple Repair Center in a box. Well, in 2 boxes, technically. with all the instructions on everything that you need to do. I cannot even begin to fathom putting this together so that you can explain it to like a normie. Like, here's how you replace your iPhone screen. Here's all the tools you need. Here are the processes.
It all looks like it's well put together, though. I mean, everything I've read in it looks very straightforward and easy to understand. Even a dope like me can understand it.
This has got to be the most boring dry segment. My apologies. I'll see myself out. I cannot believe we just
put links in there so people can take a look at them. It's pretty amazing.
Yeah, I'll put a link in the show notes and in the chat if you guys want to check this stuff out. And there's all sorts of manuals in here. I mean, it's like iPhone 13 Pro Max, iPhone SE, iPhone 13, iPhone 13 Mini, the 12 Pro, the 12. Load more results. Oh, that's just the user guide. All right, well, there you go. I never would have imagined I would have spent 10 minutes looking at a Apple a repair manual live on the show. They got Mac notebooks here too. Any these are just quick start guides. Got it. So it's just for the phones that we have so far.